off and we are live.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Friends Like Us podcast review and preview. We always start this a little early to make sure that we grab the Facebook's live stream as well. If you're here for the first time, I just want you to know I do this as every Saturday, mostly every Saturday. Sometimes we take off, but this week we have Evelyn is back.
Hello.
Welcome. I'm Marina Franklin, and yeah, this is Evelyn Frick. How are you, Evelyn?
I'm good. So happy to be back on the live stream. It's been a few weeks, I think, for me.
Yeah, and I know Juskow's going to give you shit about it. That's
Oh,
what
I'm
he does.
sure he will.
And
I'm prepared.
I saw what's his face who you interviewed recently for the comedian.
Oh,
I
wait.
always forget his name. He looks like a little boy, but he's not a little boy.
Oh, Alex Edelman.
Yes, thank you. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I know Alex very well. And
Yeah.
it was really funny because Alex was like, "So, like, is she really funny?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "I heard she killed, by the way.
Oh,
Do you
really?
know this? You did a show
No.
recently and everyone's talking about how you killed it.
Oh, wow. That's really nice.
Did you know that?"
I didn't know that people were saying that I killed it. I think I assume what he's talking about is I hosted a comedy show for my job at Caveat on the Lower East Side, and it was for Passover, so we had a bunch of really fun Jewish comedians. But I didn't know people were saying that. That's really nice.
Yes. And then he leans in and he goes, "So, come on, tell me." I go, "Yes." I go, "She works with me."
That's
Yes.
very nice.
I was happy to hear that. So, what
That's
else you
great.
been up to in the 2 weeks we haven't seen you?
I know, yeah, last week. So I'm currently writing a piece on a Broadway actor named Zachary Noah Pizer. So last week, he's currently in Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway. So last weekend, before I interviewed him, I got a chance to see him perform in the show. So I went to see Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway, which is the first time I had been to a Broadway show since COVID, which was really, really wild, but so good to be back and see a show. And everyone was so good. All the actors were really great. So that was a really fun thing that I got to do last Saturday.
That's awesome. And it was a good and they're really strict with COVID, right?
They are very strict with COVID. Yeah, everyone's wearing a mask. They even they have, when you're like in line, like waiting to like walk into the theater, they have like just like people on the sidewalk who are like, make sure your mask is completely up over the nose, and have people like, in the theater throughout the not while the performance is happening, but before and during intermission. So yeah, it felt very safe, even though it's, a Broadway theater, so there are a lot of people. But yeah, it felt safe, and it's been a week and I feel fine. So I think it's fair to say that I did not catch COVID while I was there.
That's awesome. Have you caught
Yeah.
it in the past?
Not that I know of. I mean, if I have, I've been asymptomatic, but like, yeah, it's at this point, like it's a fair assumption, I think, for me that I have not had COVID yet, but I feel like it's gonna happen
I know, it's weird,
eventually.
isn't it? It's weird.
It's
I've a
yeah,
lot of people are getting very sick, by the way, not just a little sick.
yeah,
The people
I
I
know.
know who are double boosted, by the way, just so
Wow.
you guys know,
Yeah.
getting very sick, not a little sick.
Oh
Like not
no.
like, lung sick, but like
Yeah.
throw up on the
Oh
floor, thinking
God.
about yeah.
That's rough. Yeah. I mean, like, I've been, very, very safe throughout this like entire like 2 years. And coming up, I have like a trip where I'm gonna be going to Chicago to see for my cousin's bat mitzvah. And then afterwards going to Minneapolis where my girlfriend is from. So obviously like we're gonna be as safe as we can, but now we're rethinking a lot of things because mask mandates are not like on airplanes and trains anymore. So yeah, we'll see about that right now we're just kind of like stockpiling at home tests. So like through that period where we're traveling, we can like rapid test if we need to.
Where are you that's a good one. Where are you getting your at-home tests? And I got my, I'm at capacity with the United States Post Office where they send you the
Yeah.
free tests. I got all of them. Where are you getting
Yeah, me
yours?
too. So it was funny. I was able to, well, first I was able to get a few through my mom because where she is, the part of Pennsylvania they're from is a little bit more conservative. So it's a little bit easier to get at home tests in like, pharmacies. So if you like, you have relatives that live in more conservative places and they can get at home tests for you and ship them to you, that's a good place. And then actually, was visiting a few weeks ago. Also, when I wasn't on the stream, I went to my visit my parents for Passover, and I was just in the Walgreens at Moynihan Train Hall, and there were piles of at-home tests, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. That like people aren't necessarily going to a train station Walgreens to
Oh,
get them." So
wow.
yeah, that's
Wow. A
where.
train station Walgreens, and it was a oh, wow.
And there were the like the good kind, like the Binax, tests too, which, like, I think are the best ones. They're the ones that kind of, like, you test and then you put it in the lip and it looks like a lollipop kind of.
Yes, I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
So,
done
yeah, if you're in New York, I had no trouble getting, at-home COVID tests at the Walgreens at, Moynihan Train Hall.
That's hilarious to describe it as like a lollipop, because that is actually something to
Yeah.
kind of wave around like you're proud, like,
Yeah, exactly.
look at me, one strip."
I've
Um,
definitely done that when I've tested negative on those strips.
Jenny Sanchez, no one says that.
I know, you're the first. I've been really excited for
But thank you,
Juskow.
Jenny, for joining us. Yeah, and he will be here,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Obviously, I'm joking, but kind of not.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, if you're just joining us and if this is your first time, just so you know, this is a review and a preview of my podcast. A lot of people still believe it or not, do not know I have a podcast.
That's
I've had
shocking.
I've had fans go, "You have a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is my podcast. I've been doing it well over 8 years.
Yeah.
It's Friends Like Us." You could see the logo up in the corner and it's
Mhm.
scrolling right beneath you.
Oh my
And
gosh.
if you yeah, and we're both wearing our hoodies.
Yeah.
You can't see mine because it's a little low, but yes, this is Friends Like Us hoodie.
Yeah.
And we do this so that you get to familiar with the episodes that are out right now. We have Pat Brown, who hasn't been on the show for quite some time. So
Wow.
check out the recent episode that's out right now. And then next week we have Khalees Hawkins, who
Ooh.
hasn't been on also for quite some time. So this is a good week. And our numbers are way up, by the
Oh,
way.
that's exciting.
So it's exciting. I know there's a lot of new listeners out there. And if you're just joining us on this YouTube stream, please tell us where you're at and where you're from and say hello. Okay. Don't be quiet. And Juskow, as Juskow is not, and he'll be joining us soon too. I'm sure he's going to talk about Rayos. Um, yeah, this is in a way, this is the second Marina podcast. In a sense, yes. A lot of people
Yeah.
think this is, by the way, I had someone who thought this was the podcast.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
this is to promote the audio version, which by the way, I think I'm gonna go visual this year.
Oh, that's fun.
Depends. It's very
Yeah.
costly.
Oh, sure.
Oakland, California. What up, Jenny?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And she's laughing at us dissing Juskow, which means you know Juskow well.
Yep.
Went to the farmer's market today.
Ooh, how was that?
Look at those flowers.
Oh, they're so pretty.
That's for Mother's Day, really.
That's great.
But I just gave it to myself.
You gotta treat yourself sometimes.
I know. I did kind of want to yell at them though,
Oh,
because
really?
well, they gave me peach blossoms
Mm.
about a week ago, and I guess they're in and they're out
Mm, mhm.
season. So they gave me the ones that were actually they've never blossomed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That
And
sucks.
it was $10.
Yeah, that's expensive for peach blossoms that do not blossom.
Yeah, they never blossom. I'm looking at them and I put them in the window today, but
Yeah.
I almost wanted to take them back and go, "Hey, you charged me $10 for this." And I could still see the guy's face
Mhm.
when I bought them. There was a guy across the way looking at me like,
Mm.
"I don't think those are going to blossom. I don't think you
Oh,
know about
wow.
flowers." And sure enough, they never blossomed.
Yeah, I feel like if they have a sense that the product is not gonna do what it's supposed to, they should maybe tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, DJ Eric Prince. This is actually a live stream, not a podcast. I mean, you
Mm.
could look at it as whatever you want, really. I mean, it is
Yeah.
live streaming, but it's primarily to engage my fans and
Mhm.
to let them know about the podcast. Friends like us. It was the
Yeah.
first friends, by the way,
Mhm.
of the podcast. There's a lot of friend podcasts out there.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm just saying.
You got on that branding right away.
I got on the branding right away, but some of them took it away from me because they have more followers and they're superstars. I'm not going to say who. But I ain't hating. I'm just
Mhm.
saying if you see something with friends in the title and it's a podcast, just know I was the first of the Friends Anything podcast.
Mhm.
Maybe not, but still.
Pretty early on. I mean, like, you
Yes.
started doing podcasts before everyone else, basically.
Yeah, like, right after Mark Maron became really popular, I was like I jumped on it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Let me do this," and then the industry does what it does, and it's like, we can monetize with people who actually have followers and
Yeah.
take take from her and shift it, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
And then you have, all of these, company-owned podcasts. So
Mm.
when you think about, like, platforms where you have sort of, like, freedom
Yeah.
and where you don't have freedom, think about the ones that are attached to corporations. Do a little research and see who actually owns that company. And then
Mm.
you'll see why, like, for example, on The View, why they are like kind of like limited as to what they can and cannot say. Even though they say they're open and it's a view, it's still a network.
Yeah. Yeah.
ABC.
Yeah, that's important to know.
I'll see what people are saying. Take the mantle, Marina. Oh, will. I will. Until what's his face gets here. Everyone's saying hi to Stace. Hey, Stace. What up,
Yeah.
Stace? Oh, Stace is saying flu was really good this week, especially good to hear Pat Brown. Yes. Let me tell you, that was a lot of editing, though, on my part.
Oh, really?
I spent all day last Sunday editing that episode.
Wow. How long
Yeah.
did how much, recording did you have? Was it,
It was
longer
a
than
2
usual?
hours of a recording, but I edited down probably about 30 minutes out of it, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, it's because it's like, I have I'm not a part of I sound like I'm whining today. I'm not a part of a production team. I was the first friends. But it is true that I don't
Yeah.
have, like, a production company, so I do all of the editing a lot on my
Yeah.
own, and then I have a new guy um, who was doing it, and now I have a even newer guy that's doing it
Mm.
this week, so it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, sure.
But I will say this, the one that I was using for the past 3 weeks,
Mhm.
he said that I have more skills in editing than most people that he knows.
Wow. That's
So
great.
as a gamer and as a kind of geek with
Yeah.
nerd stuff like that, it made my day.
Yeah. That's really very impressive. Editing is very difficult.
It is. There's a lot of breaths that you have to take out
Mhm.
and a lot
Yeah.
of ums, and
Oh,
I
sure.
can't tell you how many ums, but there was a lot on
Yeah.
that episode.
Yeah.
Good things they were saying, but oh my god.
And you also have to have a good sense of making sure you're not taking people out of context, but still also having a good narrative flow with the episode. So it's a lot of things happening that you have to, a lot of skills you have to have.
So Arlene, who also thank you for giving us a good review last week. Evelyn sent it to me and I read it out loud. Did you notice that, Evelyn, when you picked it up that it was Arlene?
I did notice, yeah.
She
I think we
always
also have a new one from Arlene this week too.
oh, Arlene, you are on fire. That she says that podcast had so much relevant information on a lot of important topics. Guest was brilliant as usual, a good one to bookmark and repeat. Thank you, Arlene.
That's
Thank
great.
you. Oh, and thank you, Fax Delight. I've never seen you here. Where are you at? Where are you from?
Mm,
Tell us where you're watching us from. You're doing good, Marina. We're proud of you. Thank you so much.
that's so nice.
Oh my God, my doorbell. Hold on, folks. I got it because
Oh,
they still
thanks.
packages. I will introduce the man of the hour, Dave Juskow.
Shake a
Oh,
dang dang, everybody. What's up?
I can't get you to go.
Away?
They've changed. They've changed the settings on this.
oh no.
You mean you really trying to get me off?
Hold
I
on.
mean, that
I have
came
to
out the
go
wrong way.
I
But
have to
Evelyn, it's
answer.
so nice to see you. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank
I
you.
haven't seen you in a month.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was seeing last weekend, I was seeing your favorite Broadway show, Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, that is my favorite. So how was the lead guy? Because you
It,
didn't see it with Ben Platt,
I
obviously.
did not know. It was good. I saw it with the current understudy, Zachary Noah Pizer, who is really, really good. And I saw it because I interviewed him last week. So I have an upcoming
Is he a
of
homosexual?
as most of the Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway have been, yes.
Well, I'm just asking. So when you saw it, he was able to not be gay because the part calls for to be a straight man? Because
Oh,
like I told
yeah.
you, when I saw it with somebody else, the guy couldn't stop
Oh,
being
no.
effeminate. And
Yeah,
it,
no, he was really good. I actually I kind of have troubles sometimes with actors where it's hard for me to believe them or just
exactly right.
or
That's what I'm
watch
talking about.
them
Right.
where they're not where I feel oh, you're overacting. But no, he was
Right.
really, really great.
And he sang good too? Oh,
Beautiful
terrific.
voice.
What a show, right? Isn't that terrific?
Yeah, it's a
Isn't
great
it
show. I had
amazing?
never, I mean, I'd heard the music before, but I had never seen the show. And also the first time I was back in a Broadway theater since COVID. So
Right.
yeah, it was really, really great and had a wonderful time talking to him. So yeah, I think a profile with him will be coming out, I think, in 2 weeks.
Oh, terrific. Good. I'd like to read that. Is he
Yeah.
Jewish? Is that why you're
He is, yeah, he's an Asian Jew. So
what?
yeah,
What the hell is happening? God damn it. This isn't a society I want to live in. Black Jews, Asian Jews. What's happening?
hmm Yeah, but so yeah, very, very lovely.
So yesterday I saw my nephew was in a production of the horrible Steve Martin musical called Bright Star.
Mm.
And the lead guy was so gay. And he was supposed to be like, oh my God, I'm in love with you. I love you so much. And it's just, I'm like, I don't care if he's gay, but act the part of playing a straight guy because I'm not buying it.
Was it a community production
Yes.
or
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, there's nobody out there that can play straight. Again, I bring up the great, amazing acting of Victor Garber, who is
I thought you were going
gay.
to say Victor Vernato.
No, but he's so gay, but
I
you
didn't know
never
Victor
know
Garber
when
is
you see
gay.
him on screen, because he's an actor. If he's playing a straight role,
Yeah.
or even a gay guy that doesn't call to be effeminate.
Mm.
So maybe I'm using the terms incorrectly, but you're acting straight.
Yeah.
And I never knew
No,
he
I
was
hear
gay
you.
until my friend told me. He's like, oh my God, he's real. And then I met him and he was like, hello. This is the guy who was the architect of the Titanic.
Yeah.
He's very manly.
A notably straight man.
Stacey's noticing your new background.
Yeah, I moved into this new apartment. Oh gosh, about 3 weeks ago now. So yeah, new background. A lot more space, which is nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's you just look good.
Thank you. So do you.
You know what I'm doing? May 10th, Marina, Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to believe this. Hi, Stace.
There it is.
I am. Sarah's new play is starting today.
Yeah.
The previews start today. The Bedwetter.
My sister thought she saw her on the subway. Does she take the subway?
She does.
because my
takes it.
sister kept going, I think I just saw that Sarah Silverman lady.
Yeah, she takes the subway from work every day to home. She feels that's the easiest
So
way, and
that
she's
may have
certainly
been
right.
her. Yeah.
I'm surprised she took it too. Anyway, I'm moderating a question and answer after the show for the audience and the cast and crew.
Oh, wow.
I know I'm kind of excited about it because it's so adult.
Have you been brainstorming questions
I
to?
just found out about it yesterday for
Oh,
sure.
wow.
And yesterday, in case all of you want to know, I just got the teaching position at Montclair State University.
Oh,
Wow.
Can you believe that? I'm going to be a professor. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't even believe it. My brother-in-law is dying. It's so because my nephew is going to take the class, and he goes, I still feel like I'm being punked. This just can't be right.
Is it like a drama class?
It's a class on the movie Clueless.
let's
I never
talk
told you
to
before.
I just want to. This is such a great conversation, but we did have it last week, Juskow.
I'm telling Evelyn, and I
I-
didn't
I-
know I had the job until I went there yesterday. Jesus Christ.
I just want to address this before we get going. How to stay up in difficult times, exams ahead, and feeling low. So I want to just say facts, Delight. I don't know how to stay up in difficult times. I usually post on I do a dance video every Friday. That's not for everybody,
Oh
but
my God, Sarah hates
doing
that, by the way.
something that you love the most. What do you mean Sarah hates that?
I'm kidding. She said the exact opposite, and then I got angry at her.
Okay, thank God. I was like, oh my
No,
God.
she loves it.
Spreading
She thinks it's really
disinformation.
cool.
Yeah.
And I know I said I had it. I didn't have it last time. I just interviewed for it yesterday. I mean, I was doing it, but I wasn't sure if it was a definite thing, D. Sorry.
Well, let's answer this question. I think it's
Yeah.
important while
But
it's
that
in
doesn't
real
mean stay
time.
up. They're not talking about a penis. They're talking about like stay up, like in.
Yeah.
No
How do
one
you
thought that.
How do you stay up, Jessica? I know you.
Marina, it's so difficult. I've just been I have all my bills around me, and everything is a disaster. There's little things you can do. For me, I guess, because everything is kind of bad, even though it seems like things are getting better. Going to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning means going out, interacting with people, and getting a cup of coffee seems to help. So these little tiny things seem to at least bring me to a level where I can not kill myself, and it does get that dark.
And
That's all I can tell you.
You go to Dunkin' Donuts, but Jenny eats the healthier food like bananas and pineapples that boost. That's interesting. I didn't know about
Well, it's not the
like
healthy.
bananas.
It's just trying to do like I said, the interaction with people, the going out of the house, because I can stay indoors forever. The pandemic meant nothing to me. I was doing this way before the pandemic. So going out of the house, even talking to my doorman or the people at Dunkin' Donuts who, know me there, or seeing somebody on the street, a neighbor, it's so helpful. It's ridiculous how small it is to interact with people for even 10 minutes. And that seems to, when I get back, I feel like, you know what, especially on a nice sunny day, maybe things will work out. And maybe, a phone call to a friend. That's the best I can do. And I do suffer from very big depression and much worse than that. It's difficult.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think also like the physical aspect of just like going out for a walk on a really nice day. Definitely, It feels just like so, especially now that well, at least where like I am, like the weather is getting nicer. So just like spending as much time as you can outside.
But I don't like going outside by myself, and I don't like having a plan. So for me, that's like never an option in a sense. It's just, so I force myself to go out to put on pants and walk outside, only because you have to look respectable for the people in the building. But it's very difficult for me to even leave the house, and I won't walk without purpose. So I mean, maybe I can take walk around the block.
Yeah, but like having like that walk with like a destination in mind is like
that's
good.
what I need to leave the house. Otherwise, I won't leave. And Catalina said her pictures help, and they do actually. Sometimes her just youthfulness and just being from another country does, I can't deny, help me through a lot of tough times.
We went out this week, Evelyn. I was going to show one of our pictures. Here we go. Sorry that it looks
Yeah, I
like
was hoping if you
orange.
could send me some of them too.
Can you see this?
Yeah, that looks great.
This is
It's
us.
echoing.
Is it echoing?
Well, just because I think of the way. I'll shut up.
Oh, is the picture looks good?
Yeah, that's good.
Because for some reason I can't watch. And so that's Rachel, Lois,
What's his name, Joe?
Joe. These are some of the workers at Rayo's in East Harlem. Juskow. Yeah. So sorry, I don't know how I did that, but we went out to Rayo's, which is like a hard to get table.
It's impossible. It's not even hard to get. It's like you may never get it in your lifetime. You have to be invited. You can't make a reservation.
Wow.
Yes, thank you, D. Juskow does not have on his
But that wasn't my fault in the echo. That was the thing you were doing. Now it doesn't echo anymore.
It does echo.
It does? Evelyn, is that true?
I can't hear an echo.
It's a little bit of one. But you should always be wearing headphones. You should know this, Juskow.
I know. I don't have proper headphones for my computer. I need to buy them. I got some and they weren't good.
But just to go back to the Rails thing, I feel like I'm very ADD today. The Rails thing is so Lois, our Irish friend, which we always talk about her on the show, she knows someone. You have to know someone, it's Italian.
Yeah.
To get a table. It's cash only.
Oh, wow.
And and they treat you like family when you're in there. And when I say Juskow was so happy, and I think it was one of those things that all of us needed it. Yeah. Just to bring it back to that point of how do you pick yourself up. I don't think I was even really wanting to go out to eat sort of thing, but I think the fact that we had something planned, we had a purpose that day, and it was a really fun table. It was a good group.
And I will tell you this, Marina, I was just talking about this on my podcast, that you were awesome because, as we all know, Marina is an extremely healthy eater and possibly even, besides being a vegetarian, maybe a vegan. And she said, you know what? I have the respect for Rayo's. Fuck that shit. This may never happen again. This is an honor to be here. Not only does she dress appropriately, which, she had the respect for the place, but then, she was like, hey, if we're eating meat today, then so be it. It was awesome. It was awesome because that's the respect for the place. Because they asked if anybody had any allergies, which I don't think is necessary because nobody under 40 goes there and people under 40 don't have allergies. That's a millennial thing. But they never ask if you're a vegetarian because they don't care.
They don't care. And the guy sat down at the table.
Yeah.
You want to tell that story? Because
the maitre d' comes down. There's no menu. The maitre d' comes and sits at the table with you and says, so what do you guys like? And that's how you order. Oh. It was amazing. But he doesn't say, is anybody a vegetarian? They're not going to ask that at an Italian restaurant. So it was great. We got, it's like an appetizer course, then a pasta. It's right out of Goodfellas, like when they're in prison and they're like, yeah, then we'd have a pasta dish, then a meat or a fish. And right. So we had an appetizer, we had baked clams, salad. I can't remember.
Baked clams were good.
It was a seafood salad too. That's right. That's what it was.
I didn't have the seafood salad, but I heard it was good.
The regular salad was really good, actually. The house salad was excellent. And then we had the pasta. We had a pesto pasta, which I didn't like. But then we had a bolognese.
But it was gone. Everyone loved that pesto
Right, everybody
pasta.
loved it. I just didn't like it. But the bolognese was outstanding. And then I don't remember what the other pasta was. And then we had steak, the lemon chicken, which wasn't great, but cooked perfectly.
No,
so
it was
tender.
good to me. It was so
good.
I know
you because I ordered that one and I
didn't
felt
like
bad
the
about it.
lemon taste, but no, I am so glad you ordered that. It's like a lemon the way it's cooked.
The way it's cooked.
It's like you've never tasted chicken this tender.
So tender.
And
wow.
as a vegan, I feel bad describing it like that. And even as Lois was telling me one of her depressing stories when no one else was listening. And she was in the middle of it, and she was like, and so died. And I go, this chicken is incredible.
And eggplant parmesan,
Oh yeah, she ordered that.
Wow.
broccoli rabe.
That was okay. The
Oh,
broccoli
that sounds
rabe,
so good.
it was so that's why my face looks like this today. It's like,
No, and you looked beautiful. You looked
oh,
beautiful. You
thank
really
you,
looked
Juskow.
great, and it was a really fun time. And it's funny, this place. It's so this way, and you just I have to know somebody to get in, that kind of stuff, and it's legendary. But
Mhm.
and we had giant meatballs too, like baseball-sized meatballs with sauce, which were delicious.
Wow.
But the food isn't the best we've ever had. It's just it's like
It
Elaine's. I always
was
talk
for
about.
me. It felt like the best I've
Really, for
never
me,
had.
it was not the best I've ever had, but it doesn't
Oh, it
matter. It's the
was.
experience
It was the
that was
best.
also the best part about it. It was
Yeah,
not
the
the best I've ever had.
experience.
Well, you don't
And
eat food like that, so it probably was
right.
the best you've ever had.
No, I've had food like that. I just, the pasta was on the sauce, everything.
Sauce
So
was
Fax
Wow.
Delight is saying thanks for the suggestions, everyone, because it
Aw.
feels like I'm not alone. And I think it's really important that you're not alone.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We all go through this in times where you do need to pick me up. And sometimes it's okay to admit it's a down day.
Yeah.
And I had I'm gonna share this story. Last Friday, I wasn't feeling so hot. I was having a moment with my writing, with the show and everything. And that night I felt a heaviness. And I had someone who saw it, and they said, Marina, just think about it. Every morning you wake up and you're here, and just to be grateful because you could not be here, and just to look around. And he goes, every time I've known you and I've seen you, you've always been such a good person to everyone, and I just want to tell you good things are coming. Think good things are always coming, and always make sure that you have purpose no matter what it is, that you have purpose at the end of that week. It could be whatever, cleaning the house, I don't know, going to the farmer's market, a
that's right,
dance
Dee.
video, a book
Yeah.
to read, a trip to take, a dinner to go to, but always have purpose. And that will like just boost your spirit, because there will be good days.
The
They
latter
are
part
ahead.
was good advice, but the part where sometimes I'm so down when people say just be grateful you're here. I don't get that way. I don't feel that way. I don't think that's good advice. I
Well, that
want
was their advice. My advice is
right.
to make sure
But to
at
have
the
something to do is, I mean, and that's the way my weeks were going, where I'm like, well, I have the dinner at Rayo's, which is, awesome on Tuesday at least. And I look forward to those one things. And then, of course, me, I mean, the thing, I should drink more, because one drink makes me a completely different person, and I'm fun and I'm a good drunk and I like drinking, and I should do it. And then I feel differently. Um, but yeah, I get very, very, very down, and I feel like nothing's going on, and I feel really alone. So facts, yeah, I know it. It's really, really tough. I'm
Yeah.
going through a really, really bad time.
I mean, one of the perks of living in New York City is that there is so much to do. So you
Yeah.
can find things to do.
Dave, you are welcome at the mosque.
I've actually always been welcome at the mosque. I have a lot of Muslim friends, and they always they do want it. They don't mind. I don't know
I guess
why.
Ramadan just ended,
I
right?
think it just,
I
yeah, I think it just ended.
think it ends maybe in 2
Tomorrow.
days. Tomorrow, maybe. Yeah,
Mm.
because I
Tomorrow.
just saw somebody Muslim yesterday, and they were still doing it. So
Okay, yeah, I
Mm.
think
I don't
it's
know how they
Monday.
do that from sun all while the sun is risen. No eating, no drinking. It's not like Yom Kippur, Evelyn, right? Where you just do it all
No,
in 24
it's
hours.
Yom Kippur for a month. It sounds really
And
hard.
when it comes during the summertime,
It's hot.
I mean, I don't even know how. My friend used to do it. He was an accountant at the firm, and he would wake up at 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
eat, go back to bed, go to work, and then come home and eat around 9:30.
Oh gosh.
And then, I mean, for a month, you have to do that.
Yeah. No, I have a deep respect for people who,
It's
I mean,
it's
also understand like people
the
like
discipline is
who
unbelievable.
can't do it because it is very difficult. But for people who can, it's also very impressive.
Very impressive.
And I think this is important, that alcohol, yeah, it is a depressant. And I remember being, going through a tough time, and alcohol did not help me at all. It just made it worse.
Yeah, but for me, whatever, one or two drinks works for me. And where I mean, even Chris Murphy has always said, "You're so funny because you're the best drunk I know." Like I'm a happy drunk. I'm not, like you motherfucker. I'm not like an angry. I don't
But the
know.
next day, you may not know the effects of.
Oh no, I love the next day too. I love the hangover process. I'm a
What?
weirdo.
You love having a
I
hangover?
love it. I used to love to go to work in the hangover, and it was so funny. My boss used to be like, "You're so in a good mood with the hangover." I loved getting a Starbucks coffee as a treat for the hangover. It's kind of like the depression thing, having these little things, and then looking forward to a really cool lunch. I
This picture says
love that
it
purse.
all for
See?
that day. Like,
That purse was so cute. How do you not hold it like that?
That's so funny.
that was my purse that Juskow decided to pick up. And as
That
you can
is
see,
cute.
the little tables and the pictures on the wall behind Juskow, and they still have Christmas decorations. It's
Oh,
very,
wow.
very Italian in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had a great time, everyone.
When I walked in, I got there really early. They were like, "Oh, we forgot to wand you," and they made me hold my arms up, and they took their cell phones and were doing like, "We're just kidding." Because I'm like, "Wait, you can do that on your cell phone now?" And they're like, "No, we were totally kidding."
That's
So,
funny.
when you were talking to me and I didn't have a mask on, and there was a point where I was like, "Well, Juskow better not have COVID. I'm gonna beat his ass."
Wait, what do you mean talking? We weren't wearing masks at the plays.
I know, but you were talking to me. I'm
Well,
like, that's the most I've done without a mask.
oh.
You know that, right?
I guess I'm not thinking of it. I mean, I feel like we've been out before, but maybe you're right. Maybe
Oh yeah,
you're
that's the most I've done.
I know. I've definitely had moments like that where, like recently I hosted this comedy show, which was like really fun, but I was hosting, so I had to take my mask off a lot of the time. And being close to these other comedians, who I know sometimes they go out more than I do, I was like, yeah, like if you guys have COVID, I think I will definitely be getting it. But thankfully,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Last night I went to a play in Jersey, just like Evelyn, and I didn't know they were still doing the masks. And we went in, we had to put on this. You want to get pissed off? We go into the show and they say you have to show your vax cards, which I was surprised about, and wear masks. My brother-in-law doesn't care for the kind of nonsense, but he's going to conform to see his son in the play. And he said, "Oh, I don't have my mask with me." And they're like, "Oh, all we have are kids' masks." Now, if you're asking everybody to be masked, go to the 7-Eleven and get a box of masks for $1. Have it ready, right?
that's
So we're
funny.
already pissed off, but no big deal. He went to his car and got his mask. Then we're sitting there, and in the middle of the first act, these kids come into our row, and the kid she was wearing a mask at first, but then she took it off, kept sneezing
Oh
and
no.
sniffling, found out it was the lead actress's daughter. And I almost want to call today and be like, "Listen, you two-faced pricks, I'm furious. Because if they're going to force you got to be consistent. It's got to be all in." This girl was without it. It's not like she was 3, she was 12. And I didn't care if she's not wearing a mask. I don't know why kids are wearing masks anyway, but kids carry the most germs of all. But,
Wait, hold on. There's so many problems with what you
Yeah.
said.
Sorry.
You don't know. Wait, okay. Let me address a couple of things. One, the fact of the matter is, in New York City, first of all, I'm not surprised that New Jersey
Yeah.
doesn't know that you're not supposed to be wearing I'm not surprised. But in New York City, like Evelyn just said, she went to a Broadway show. Any Broadway show inside, you have to wear a mask. It's mandatory. The fact
Yes.
that you should know that, and people are still getting very, very sick.
I
So
know.
and listen, let me finish this. You even double boosted people, they're not getting like a little sick. They're getting like on the floor, throw up sick. So the fact of the matter is, like you said, this little person or this person is in the row sneezing. I've seen people on the train just sneezing, and I'm always like, thank God I have on a mask.
Oh, that's what I
Mhm.
was thrilled I had a mask on. Yeah.
Yes.
But
So
Marina, I mean, if everybody's getting it, the double
and
boost
oh,
and
and
all this stuff.
one more point before I
Yeah.
finish. And the young kids definitely have to wear masks because a lot of the younger ones, the kids especially under 5, can't get vaccinated. So go ahead.
So I should definitely call that theater and be like, you guys, you got a two-faced policy here, which is not
Yeah,
cool.
I would.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to write the letter?
Yes.
I will write
Yeah, it's
that
the
letter.
Summit Playhouse or something. It was so stupid. But you know what? I mean, that's the thing, Marina. I know that everything's skyrocketing, COVID cases, everybody's getting sick. Should we just take off the mask? I mean, we're all getting sick. I mean,
No, because
everybody's
I'm not
it.
getting sick. No,
Well, I'm not getting sick either, but
that's your choice to take that risk. But I will say this: it's measured risks, right? So, like, I made a decision to go to the restaurant that day with you guys and to take off the mask at the table. But I knew it was a risky thing to do, and that's the only time. And I said, if I get it after this experience, that's on me. Outside of that, I'm wearing my mask because I do not want to get sick because I can't get paid if I get
right.
sick.
But that's not a super spreader restaurant. It's so,
We don't know. How do you know that?
Well, it's just there's not as many people as like we had at the Comedy Cellar Christmas party or something. It's just it
I
seems
don't
pretty
think it
spread out.
really.
And
I don't think you would. I
not
don't
that
think
many
you can
people.
know what
Well,
is a
that's the thing,
super
you can't
spreader. You
know,
really
right.
can't. So this is the thing. It's like it's really on you. I do understand people take. It's called measured risks.
Yeah.
You take the risks at the time. Because what is it? Dr. Fauci even said accidentally. He's like, people ain't getting that sick. What he means is people aren't dying. But we need to take a moment to realize that a million people have died. And here's the thing is like we took so many moments out for 9/11. The way we just keep moving past that fact is disturbing to me. 1 million Americans have died. 1 million. That's like 500 planes every 2 months just going right into a mountain. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to really I know I flubbed that, but I did hear that analogy recently and I was like, "Whoa." So, we got to have a little bit of sort of like as we come out of this, we got to just have a little bit extra endurance.
I will tell you at Montclair State University, where I was yesterday, that masks were mandatory in every building. I was surprised.
At where?
Oh no, that's
Montclair State
universities
University
are.
in the college. All the kids were wearing masks in the buildings, and the teachers were half and half. But you're expected to wear a mask. I was surprised because I really I thought masks were over. I mean, I always carry it with me, but I was very surprised that in the colleges that so I thought colleges would be, I guess maybe because it's a state university, but I really thought Jersey was just
No,
done.
they're all. I mean, my parents are professors, and I think all colleges still.
I
have
thought
really.
New Jersey has been lackadaisical from the beginning, so I just thought they were done. And then I had two experiences in New Jersey where they required masks. In New York, where I haven't, which is weird.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've been watching the like infection rate in New York slowly climb. I think we're at like 6%.
So wait, Catalina goes to college right now in Chile. Are you saying you guys have masks? I think she's saying they have masks in every class, hallways, and all, and she goes to school in a different country.
I know. Look, I think it was Heck Tech. You were saying the masks are not. They are very effective. I have to say, hands down, I am the only one so far. I know I could get this, so I'm not saying I can't. But so far, for me, the masks, and I wear K95, has prevented me from being sick in very heavily exposed situations. I have been around comics like the next day that have just been falling sick, and I'm around them, but I have a mask on. So, do you, Heck Tech? Do you, but be careful. I've stopped giving unsolicited advice. I just say what works for me, and I know it's been working so far, and I don't plan on getting sick, and I don't want this. And for people to resign themselves to like, hey, I may get it. It's like, no. You don't want this. You don't know the long haulers it's still happening for people who are boosted. Yeah. So you don't want to find out like, I mean, the stories that I hear about people who are extremely athletic and can't even clean their apartment. You want to talk about depression. You don't want to add that on your plate of depression. So do whatever you can. It's the easiest thing to do. It's the easiest thing to do when you're outside, obviously. I don't wear a mask when I'm outside, but When I'm inside and it's crowded and there's a lot of people, I wear a mask. When I'm on stage, I do take it off. That's my measured risk.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
do
mean,
what's
you
best for you.
can't leave it on when you're performing. It just
I have
it,
sometimes though.
it-
It's kind of
but
fun.
it's ridiculous because the problem is, sometimes your facial expressions are key to a joke. So you can't perform comedy with a mask on unless you're probably a tell and you're just a joke machine.
That's
But
true.
somebody like you uses facial expressions. It's really important.
I know there was one time
Touch
when
that shit.
if I don't like the audience, I have no facial expression, so I'll continue to bomb. Because I'll just give the jokes. I'm like, I had an audience yesterday that I was like, all right, you gonna act like this.
I'll put the mask on.
I was like, look, I'm gonna write a letter about you as an audience, because seriously, I'm serving these jokes to you. You better get happy. And then I was first, and I'm like, why am I always first? I gotta deal with the fact that the rest of you ain't had your fries yet or your drinks. I gotta deal with this person's here already finished eating. I see you're angry at them because they're finished eating. You haven't had your. That's what I'm dealing with. I gotta make you happy and then happy.
I don't understand how that's not hilarious if you were just saying that on stage.
Oh, I was.
I got to deal with this person not getting their fries yet. I mean, I'd be in stitches. How is that not going to cheer up the audience?
Although they were laughing because I was just like, this is just outrageous.
What's funnier than you getting angry at the audience? Nothing.
Oh, I often do. I go, sir. There was this one guy. He said, was it last week? I think I told you. Like I did a joke, and he said he was neither here nor there on my joke. I forgot the word he used. I said, that must be great during sex for you to say that to someone. I forgot the word he used.
Well, so you're doing exactly what you should do as a comic. You're stifling a heckler.
Oh, let's see. Heck Tech. You guys, you are right. I'm not an anti-masker. I didn't think you were, Heck Tech. Just that the reason why viruses spread is that one cannot wear a mask 24/7. It's impossible. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm
that
not
is
an
definitely
anti-masker. I'd like it to be over, but I wear it if somebody tells me I have to wear it.
Yeah, we know you're not an anti-masker, Dave, or Heck Tech. I just think that, like I said, measured risks and endurance and just using your common sense, which I think
ambivalent.
Endurance is the operative word here that has never been used by the CDC. And I think that if you are a long distance runner, I know I hate analogies, but I'm about to give one. If you're a long distance runner, which I was in high school, that point where you're at like 4 miles, 3 miles, you got one more mile to go. You got to do it. It hurts. It's painful. But if you have the endurance, you will keep on to that last. I sound awful. Last mile, and that's just what this is. It's just
you got
endurance.
A picture of you on the cross country team? Because I have a picture of me somewhere.
I do, but
it's
I would have to find it. I'll do it for next week. There's a picture of me in my Rich East outfit. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got one too where I just looked totally out of place. Just was so Jewy looking. And it's the entire me and the entire cross country team, and it's hilarious. The big afro, and it's great.
Very good. So,
I used to do cross country too.
Oh wow! I for some reason I can't imagine that.
Me doing it?
No.
Yeah, I know. I didn't like it, but I did it for 4 years, I guess. In fact, I remember, I was doing it in junior high, and it was pretty good. And then I really didn't want to do it in high school. I'll never forget this kid, my sophomore year in high school, which was our first year in high school for us. This kid came by in August who I'd known since I was in elementary. He was 2 years older, and he was the captain of the cross country team. And he picks me up at like 6 a.m, just before the semester started. And he's like, "You got your gear?" And I'm like, "What have I got my gear? I'm wearing shorts and sneakers. What the fuck? What's the matter with you?" I've never forgotten that. "You got your gear." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about, you weirdo?" I was so angry.
Can we talk for a second about Netflix's stock dropping and their whole
You mean the one you called?
What was I doing at the table?
You were saying I called Netflix. Oh wait, what was it? Corn? That's right.
Corn.
Marina was telling us to all invest in corn. Everybody relax. I'm going to give you a stock tip right now that you better listen to. She told the entire restaurant. Everybody was like this.
It's
When
a
Marina Franklin
commodity.
speaks, corn is
Corn
how
is in, like, the
we're all going to get
vegetables.
rich. It was hilarious. It
Well,
was
corn
so
is like in the Ukraine. It's a corn
And
syrup.
Keith was going crazy.
I know. it was
Marina
funny.
with her corn. We're going to get all rich on corn.
But Apple this week took their report was coming out, so people were starting to think Apple
Uh-oh. That's
what
the only
was
thing
going to
I have an
happen.
investment in.
It did well. It did
Oh.
okay. People were worried about their report, the 3-day, just checking it out because it dipped a little bit. But right now we're heading towards a recession, so the stock market.
I mean,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
But
still.
DJ Prince, corn and wheat, I mean, you can't go wrong on that stuff. It's just funny because it sounds right out of Trading Places with pork bellies. I've got a good feeling about pork bellies today.
Oh, I'm telling you, corn did really good this week. I do.
If we can get our hands on that corn report early.
I have this one
Right, DJ?
app that I use to look at charts, and they give you like $200,000 just to play with and to see how you do. And yeah, I made money on corn.
See, this is what she was doing at the table at Rayos. It was hilarious.
That's so funny.
Corn and apple.
Yeah. No, and Netflix is not doing well.
And she's only picking Apple because she's just doing fruits and vegetables. That's all she, wages on.
You just got to think what is a commodity, with the Ukraine wheat.
I'm telling you, it is right out of Trading Places. The only reason that Eddie Murphy thinks pork bellies are going to drop is because it's Christmas time. And you want to get your kid the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. But his wife's not going to make love to him because it all has to do with pork bellies going. It's just like what you're saying.
Robin says my advice is amazing. Thank you,
It is amazing.
Robin.
It probably is, but it just sounds funny if you know the movie Trading Places.
We should all invest in corn and then come back
and wheat. Yes,
Wheat.
DJ Eric. Yes, and wheat. Those two things, because you can't get what corn is in every corn syrup. Sugar, everything. So corn
we should
and apple.
we should really invest in Taco Bell because, as you all know, the Mexican pizza is coming back in 2 weeks, and I think it's going to be big.
Any thoughts on Elon Musk? Thank you, Dee. This is a great, because I had tweeted at first. I was like, I really wasn't thinking, and I had tweeted that Elon Musk, because he's taking over, maybe I can finally get verified. Because Evelyn, it's just because I'm not doing it right. I know I'm not giving him the right whatever. I just don't know. I'm just lazy when I do it, so I haven't gotten verified. But so Elon Musk, I was like, well, if he's gonna, I could get verified. And then I realized everyone hates the fact that he's about to own Twitter.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Evelyn?
I mean, I think his big thing is free speech and people. I mean, obviously, I think free speech is important, but I think his idea of free speech is just kind of letting people say whatever they want without facts or kind of dangerously. So I think he is. I mean, I know Twitter over the last few years have kind of enforced more strict rules about harassing people and speech that isn't racist and speech that isn't homophobic or anti-Semitic. And I think he's probably going to roll some of that back. So I don't know how many people are going to stay on Twitter. I've also seen things about him monetizing certain things, for example, an edit button, maybe that will be in use, but you'd have to pay for it, or you'd have to pay to reply to certain tweets. So I can very easily see people leaving Twitter. But I think it would have to get really, really bad, which I can see happening under Elon Musk.
Twitter was not the most popular, except for with I feel like it became an old people thing, Twitter.
Yeah,
and
Facebook. Now it's all Instagram, and then it'll be TikTok, or if it already is.
I think they need to protect these kids and let them have their apps.
I know, right, Liz?
adults always get on top on. Oh, that sounds crazy.
Yeah. Woo.
Sorry. No, adults seem to like always get in um on these apps that kids are like doing, and they ruin it. It's for the
Yeah. Well, because
kids. Let them
they're
have something.
capitalizing on it. They're like using it to like sell products and make money, whereas kids are just like making TikToks to like laugh with their friends.
Well, as a college professor,
Elizabeth, wait,
I don't
hold
mind
on.
telling you.
Absolutely not.
No.
No, it's time. It's totally time. It is my time. A middle-aged white man. It's time for me. Hello.
Oh, crypto. I'll tell you what though, what is the NFTs? Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah, NFTs.
They're so bad for the
Thank you,
environment,
Caroline.
though.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because I didn't know this until recently, but like you, in order to like, I don't know, they're like, it takes a lot of energy to make NFTs in crypto. Or I think actually that it might be wrong about certain certain NFTs like aren't, but for like really like high tech NFTs and like all of crypto, it
That
takes a lot of
picture of me
energy.
holding that purse would probably go for a lot of coin.
I think so. I
Yeah.
agree. um, but at the very least, crypto takes a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah. Catalina says, yeah, you burn a percentage of the Amazon forest. How does that work?
Because it's about data storage. It takes up a lot of storage, and then
Really?
you have to like. I don't know a lot about the science on this. My girlfriend does because she works in energy, and I don't know as much. But from what she's told me, it takes up a lot of data storage, which uses a lot of energy, which I think like is somehow gotten from like deforesting in the Amazon. That's I so I would say to people, listen to what I'm saying and then go look it up because I don't have all the facts.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
That
That's
sounds right, though.
important. That's
It's really
important.
interesting.
Well, they
I
say all the big corporations are going into the NFTs.
I think so.
That's
Yeah.
something to just pay attention to. Go ahead, Jessica.
Yeah.
I know. I see that Dee was saying crypto's a Ponzi scheme. It certainly does sound like that. It sounds
seems
like
like
if we
it.
go 5 years into the future, it's gonna like we'll find that out somehow. I
Yeah.
don't know. You can go back and forth with that. It's weird. I go back and forth with that. I'm like, wait, is it a Ponzi scheme? And then I'm like, wait, I should invest in it. And then we're like, no, wait. It's
Eric
really
Prince.
confusing because it hasn't still come to where it needs to, where we thought it was going, where you'd be paying for stuff in crypto or stuff. So it's weird that it's taking so long to put together. Remember, Marina, that guy we were sitting with, was his name Joe? That was his friend, who was the
Yeah.
best. He said him and his friends created a crypto. You know, they created the Ben Franklin crypto.
Oh, that's right.
And it didn't go anywhere. But I'm like, wait a minute, you can create your own crypto. So if you can create your own crypto, I think there's a problem. If a guy like that we were just having dinner with, who seemed kind of like an idiot, I mean, a lovely guy, but if he's creating a crypto, I'm not so sure it's on the level.
He also
and meanwhile, when he
almost
said
slept
a
with the
Ben
porn
Franklin
star.
crypto, like the way he was saying it, I'm like, geez, I'd invest in that in a second. I can see myself being like, yeah, Ben Franklin. That makes so much sense to me.
I've got to move
Ben
this
Franklin
over.
crypto, of course.
Every
I
time-
can fall for anything. I'm so stupid.
This Hectech making crypto uses a lot of powerful processors and graphic cards, which consumes a lot of electricity, which burdens the grid and produces a lot of heat and noise.
I never even thought about that before, Evelyn. What you're saying is so
Oh.
interesting. I've never
Yeah.
thought that was like a thing, but
Yeah,
it makes
I had no
sense, right?
idea. And
Where is
then-
all our data stored? Where is this podcast kept? You know, in the cloud. I mean,
Oh, so
yeah, I
this is
guess it's
also
gotta
a
be
problem, what we're
somewhere.
doing?
What?
Sorry, planet. We have to
No, but I'm
talk.
saying you're right. I never thought about it. It's got to be stored somewhere, and they just keep piling more
The
and more
cloud.
storage.
Isn't it a cloud?
Well, apparently, it's not a
Cloud,
real
yeah.
cloud. Apparently, that's just a term.
The
Yeah.
cloud got a lot of people in trouble during their marriages.
Oh, is that right?
Because it saves everything.
Yeah.
So what do
I
you
don't
think
have
is going to
to-
happen to like Twitter? You think we're going to...
I don't think there'll be any issue. Why are people so down on Elon Musk? What am I missing?
Because he's being down on Democrats. He's like showing his red side.
Oh, is that what it is? I don't notice that, but I'm just saying, like, people were boycotting being on Saturday Night Live when he was the host, and I'm like, why?
He's basically just like, I mean, he's like an American, like, well, he's not American, but like in the United States, like he's just basically an oligarch. Like he just has so much money, and like one of the main things people have a problem with is that he spoke to the UN, and they were like put together like just like information for me on like how much money it would take to fund ending world hunger, and I will put my money into that. And they created this report for him, and I think it was reportedly like $6 billion or something, which he has. And then he went and instead spent $44 billion on buying Twitter.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's still, well, I mean, okay. What I mean, it's not up to Elon Musk to solve world hunger. I'm just trying to figure out why people were boycotting Saturday Night Live just because he has a lot of money and created a really good electric car to at least help the planet in that way.
But
what am I
not
missing?
That good. The working conditions in his factories are also not very good. And also
people left, right?
And yeah, and like he's spending a lot of like money and energy and displacing communities in Texas to like build up SpaceX, which is like, why are we trying to build technology to go to space? Why are we having fun? Like, why do we care about this like oligarch space race when like we should be doing things to make our planet better?
And what Elizabeth is saying here, we're basically funding Putin. We fall for this nonsense and fund oligarchs. Yeah, I like that. I think it's just something that it's kind of like not seen or not talked about enough, so people really don't know. And I think that's where we've gotten in trouble as Americans, is a lot of things are hidden in the dark about the corruption. And we're about to see in the next 2 years how much corruption there is, because we're heading towards a recession. So when we're heading towards a recession, there's going to be a lot of illegal stuff going on, things that are, pay attention, people. That was good. That was a good button on that.
That was good.
Someone said, this is a comedy podcast. No,
nobody said that.
We don't put labels on anything, Jay.
I bring in the comedy. What's up, everyone?
Oh my God.
How is that not comedy?
We talk. Okay, let me put that.
Let's
comedy.
do the reviews. Let's talk about your.
You don't host this. You watch your mouth.
Well, it seemed like a good time to talk about your.
I just want to just make something clear about, is this a comedy podcast, and is my podcast a comedy podcast? We're comedians who talk like regular people. So that means that we care about things just like everyone else. We're not robots, and we don't contrived into comedy. So that means like I don't force comedy on my podcast. I don't force comedy. I'm funny on stage, but I don't force subjects without being authentically into it. So that's true about here, what we're doing right now, and that's true for my podcast. So you can call it whatever you want. All right, go ahead, Evelyn. Take it away.
That was good. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, we have another review this week from our friend Arlene, who said, "Speaking truth to COVID, 5 stars. You and your guests have summed it up perfectly. The pernicious effects of COVID and the economic-based push to put ourselves at risk. Compelling ideas about the vulnerable in our society and social determinants of health. Thank you for being a welcome voice of reason in a trying time." So that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then we have another review from a listener on Twitter, Jennifer @JGarlic, who said, "I thoroughly appreciated the episode. The discussion around the rise of oligarchs in the U.S. was extremely timely." So we both.
She said that you had a discussion about Olive Garden.
Oligarchs.
Yeah, that's what I said. That sounds good. What did you guys talk about? The all-you-can-eat breadsticks?
Netflix. Right? Did we talk about Netflix on that? I don't know what I was.
Did you just say Olive Garden?
Oligarchs.
What's that?
Oligarchs. It's your
head. Is that a new group?
Your head is an oligarch.
What's an oligarch? The Olive Garden. Not. What is an oligarch?
It's like a oligarch is like a billionaire.
Oh, it's a
Someone who has a lot
guy?
of, yeah, it's a person.
I have never heard of this person. Are there any female billionaires? That's an
No.
interesting question, right?
I think some of the Kardashians, perhaps.
Shake a dang
Ooh,
dang.
that's interesting. That could be. Yeah, how about that?
I
And you know what the
think.
thing about them is? You can't be mad at them. They made their own money, man. They're amazing. Their brand and what they do, they work. They put
Oprah?
out products.
Is
Pretty
Oprah
impressive.
still?
Oh,
Is
Oh
she
yeah,
maybe.
still?
Oprah, right.
And
Is
I
she
think,
still? And Rihanna. Yes, Rihanna.
yeah, and I think,
Really? A billionaire, Rihanna?
yeah, she has her own like makeup and like
Wow.
clothing lines.
Oh, she sure is
Yes.
pretty.
What about the Kardashians?
Yeah.
The Kardashians are my favorite.
Kardashians.
Who else? I think Jeff Bezos, Mackenzie Scott, I think is her name. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife also is a billionaire,
Well,
I
but
think.
she only got that out of divorce, or
No, well, not completely. I think she also has her
I
own
didn't mean it
ventures.
that way. I was just, I thought.
Well, I mean, yeah, she got, money out of the divorce, but
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the elections that are coming? It looks like it's going to be all red Republicans.
no, the ones in France are done.
No, I know. I can't believe there was even and thank God they won by a landslide. This woman is a Putin supporter.
Yeah, Marine Le Pen.
What the
she's
hell
the
is happening
worst.
over there?
What's happening here? I mean, I'm nervous for the next round of
I'm nervous too.
Because I mean, it's a lot of backsliding. I've, because I am like queer, I've noticed a lot of rhetoric around. A lot of rhetoric has backslided. We're back to
I warned you guys
ideology
never to
where
come
people
out
are
of the
like
closet.
gay
I said
people
it.
are perverts. And like pedophiles. Oh, we're seeing that again. So yeah, that makes me nervous.
Wait, that you guys are pedophiles? That gay people are pedophiles? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the rhetoric that especially you're seeing coming out of Florida, but you're also seeing with like Republican politicians. And it was also a big thing with this TikTok account called Libs of TikTok, which there was this whole like Washington Post article about that was run by this conservative woman who would basically like repost like photos of like a lot of it's like teachers just generally blanket discussions of like gender and sexuality in the classroom, and being like this person's like a pervert, and any sort of mention of like homosexuality or like being transgender or whatever, like labeling that as like pedophilia, which is really
that's the way
scary.
I guess they used to do it in the movies, right? They used to do that in the movies, I think. The movies we grew up on that
well, that's the idea in the culture, right? And I thought we had moved past that.
like, well, mostly it was like like Silence of the Lambs or something, trans people are insane or something.
Yeah.
But that Florida
there still
thing
is
is
a lot
pretty
of that,
weird.
but
Yeah, it's just weird because you always see them arguing, and then you see like Pluto and Mickey, and they're like, "What are you mad at us for?"
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Come
and then you
on,
see
it's
like
just
the Disney like very very gently push back against Don't Say Gay, and they took away their like tax exempt status or something like that. So
in Disney, yeah,
really weird.
perverts do accuse others of being perverts. This is
Yeah.
always true. When
How many
they
people
double
thought the,
down,
Mets no-hitter yesterday, huh?
the what?
Nothing.
He's talking about baseball.
The New York Mets no-hitter yesterday was very exciting.
Oh,
It was really exciting. I was lucky. I got in the car right at the end of that play, and I heard the last couple of pitches. It was fantastic. It was very exciting. I was upset that I missed it, but I know I could see it again. It was a combined no-hitter. It's very rare, and the Mets only have 2 no-hitters in their entire career.
yes, Jenny, I agree with you. The Catholic Church are winners and champs with the pedo stuff.
Made my day.
They are, Jenny.
Yep.
And I also think you can find a lot of stories about Republicans. The ones who double down the hardest are the ones who we eventually find out do most of the perverted stuff.
Yeah, well, because a lot of this stuff too, where they're like trying to force like kids who may be like figuring stuff out about their gender, may not be cisgender. A lot of like the like regulations that they're putting in really are like pedophilia. Like I know that there was like some, I think just like town legislation about like trans athletes And it's like, you have to like have this certain genitalia, like to be considered like a female athlete or like a male athlete. And like, we'll have to check. And like, these are like talking about like touching the genitals of like children. Like, that's really disgusting.
Yeah, it is this rolling backwards thing is very scary, and I've been saying it over and over again, even on my podcast, is what's happening in Ukraine. Don't think it can't happen here. Democracy is fragile. And
Definitely,
we're
yeah.
going to see what happens when we go through this recession. I mean, we've got a inflation.
Yeah.
Do you feel the inflation? I'll ask you, Evelyn.
I mean, like, I really don't. I mean, I don't feel it. I think primarily that's because I don't own a car. That's like a big way that I don't feel it. But then also, I really don't spend a lot of money. The main things I spend money on are like groceries. And then because I moved recently, moving costs, like buying new furniture. I feel like the supply chain issues a lot because I'm mostly ordering stuff online. Sometimes it can take a while. So that's where I feel it. Or like at the grocery store, there's certain products where like a year or 2 years ago,
Corn.
yeah, or like you thought you would think you'd be able to easily get it and you can't anymore. So I feel that. I don't really feel inflation, but I know others do.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that just says corn on it.
I feel the inflation because I take my car to see my mom every week, and that gas is really problematic.
Yeah. What's like
now it costs
the
my
price
car
of it now?
$70 to fill up. 70.
Yikes.
But I went to a CVS in Jersey yesterday. I've been trying to. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I've been trying to get Q-tips, and I can't find them anywhere, and it's driving me insane.
I give you some.
And I went to CVS yesterday in Jersey. I'm like, oh, they must be real stocked there. And they didn't have them. And then I saw some other brands. And then I just went on Amazon. I'm like, oh, they're cheaper here. I'll just get them there.
That's crazy.
I really want to help the stores out. And yet it's cheaper to just buy on Amazon.
I tell you what, they are locking up everything. And I get it because they're stealing it. But it was so annoying. I wanted to get my makeup remover the other day. And I rang the bell and no one came. And then I had to chase down the woman for it. I was like,
it's driving me. I can't, Marina. That's why I've been shopping in Jersey. I can't. They don't do it in Jersey, and the CVS and the Dwayne Reed here is locking
Everything's locked up.
Listerine, and you got to call for them, and they hate it. So I just started shopping in Jersey, only in Jersey for that kind of stuff: toothpaste, toothbrush, anything they're locking up, shaving stuff. It's pathetic. And do you know what happened last week? When I think not Tuesday, whenever I went to last Monday, I went to CVS just to get some ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It was locked up. And this was at midnight. Yeah. And I said to the lady, I'm like, is there something wrong with the refrigerator? She goes, no, we had to lock it up. Everybody's stealing. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
They're stealing ice cream, huh?
Got to be kidding me.
Can we go back to that moment now with Lois at the at Rails describing the ice cream? Do you remember what kind of ice cream flavor?
I was trying to figure that out. It was blueberry something, right? Or
so Evelyn basically, she was like, she goes, everyone that I can't do her accent right now, but she was like, I want to get the black.
Oh, that's right. Blackberry.
The black. She goes, it's the blackberry. The blackberry. And Juskow was like, stop. What are you saying? The black. She kept going, I want the blackberry. And Juskow was like, it's so offensive what you're doing. And she kept repeating herself.
She never got the gag. Never got the gag.
And she's got the strong accent, so she's just yelling it louder.
Oh my God.
She goes, everyone get the black. It's blackberry. Woo, it's blackberry. Juskow was like, oh my God, you're making a fool of yourself. It was so funny.
Oh, and you know what? I had coffee ice cream. I haven't had that in years. It was delicious.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
It was.
I don't think it was good as the blackberry.
Well, how was that? Was it good? The blackberry ice cream?
No, it was the best ice cream I've had in probably like maybe all of my life.
Why do you suppose they don't make cappuccino at an Italian restaurant? That was very upsetting.
Maybe because it's expensive, the machine. I don't know. Maybe it takes
too much
time. They make plenty of money there.
They could. That is weird.
Sold out every day of the year.
Wow, what are we talking about? Mouthwash? Yeah, mouthwash does have alcohol in it.
But that's not why. You think that's why?
I dated a guy who was in the program who had to make sure his mouthwash
Really?
was non-alcohol. You ever go through the store? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. Yeah. If you,
Well, there's a lot of people who just drink it.
Yeah.
that's messed up.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I use the really bad tasting Listerine. Never gonna get
Peace-
addicted to that.
Peace
The old
out,
school
D. I just want to say, peace, D.
Blackberry brandy is in the ice cream.
I'm starting to look, I can tell I'm starting to get. Yeah, people do. They drink it to get drunk. That's right, Catalina. You're right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I'd rather
Yeah.
get NyQuil. That makes sense.
Well, this has been fun.
It's always fun. Oh, next Saturday I'm doing an ALS walk, but I think I should be back by 3.
No, it's gonna take you much longer than that.
No, it starts early.
It's gonna be a story about the man who didn't come in on time and he was walking. He was walking.
It is not a race.
How long of a walk?
I think it's like 3.5 miles. I
Do
do
you
it
need-
every year.
Do you need some? When is this?
I think it's next Saturday. My friend's
Also,
dad
you
had
can't. You
ALS,
won't
so-
be here on Saturday.
No,
Is
no.
that
I
what-
think I'll make it back by 3. What?
We could replace you with someone.
Well, I don't. Listen,
You're irreplaceable, Juskow.
Saturday
Stop it.
after-
Look.
the Saturday after, I will not make it. So I'm seeing Sarah's play with my mother that day. So that is the day I will not be able to come.
Oh,
That's why I want to come next Saturday. I want to try and make it because I'll be definitely out the Saturday after.
now. Oh, to see Sarah's play.
Yeah.
Would you have to like you?
Which is weird
heard-
because now I'm seeing it May 10th because I'm the moderator of the thing. So now I'm seeing it twice
I'm
in a week.
understanding that.
Shut
oh,
up,
you're the-
Catalina.
Oh, you did get that job, the moderation of it.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
Also, you have to, even if we know Sarah, we have to buy tickets. I'm hearing. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really annoying. Yeah, we had to buy
Rick
tickets.
Chrome said no one is getting tickets.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't. Shut up, DJ Eric Prince. It doesn't bother me because that is the way Broadway is. Like, nobody gets free tickets. You get house seats, but you always have to pay. Nope, I don't know anybody.
Are there
that gets
press
freebies.
tickets?
What?
Are there press tickets?
That's a good point. I don't know.
You better find out because Evelyn is pressed.
Well, I
Yeah.
actually just asked if I could bring a guest with me on the 10th.
Well, you're
if
gonna
you
bring your
want.
mom.
You weren't in a. No, I'm bringing her on the 14th.
Oh.
Oh, so you're gonna bring Evelyn?
Maybe.
I think I'm
Oh.
free.
Does that mean both of you will be gone? That's a Saturday.
No, that's a Tuesday.
Look, I was about to put a kibosh on that. All right, guys, this has been fun. This has been the preview and the review of the Friends Like Us podcast. And we love you all for being here today. We always love you for being here every Saturday. Don't forget why we do it. It's to promote my podcast, which is on all platforms. It's called Friends Like Us. Please, if you haven't done so yet, Arlene, you are awesome. You always send us reviews. Send us a review on Apple Podcasts. It's really important, and give us high ratings, okay? Go to my website, marinayfranklin.com, for all places where I will be. Also, Evelyn, where can our viewers find you?
Yeah, they can find me on Twitter at Evelyn G. Frick. For the time being, I'm not going anywhere, not leaving Twitter. So yeah, I'll post about any shows I have upcoming there, as well as any pieces that I write for Reductress, or profiles, because I have a lot of upcoming profiles of really interesting, cool Jewish people coming out. So
Awesome. And Juskow.
Actually, now that Evelyn's mentioned it, I think the exact opposite. My first article is coming out for AARP magazine, which is called The Arrow. It's an online thing, but they pay. So who
That's
cares?
great.
And yeah, otherwise, Juskow in the City, the podcast, and of course the Tuesday show, which a lot of the people from this lovely chat room come to, 6:00 on Tuesday. I'll be back this week. I love seeing everybody. Yeah, actually I do. I'll get that. I'll figure that out as soon as I get off. It's my friend Laura and her dad. I think it's Team Paul on the ALS site. Let me just make sure.
All
Thank
right.
you, Stace. That's very kind.
Yeah. So, post that somewhere. Put it in the YouTube chat later on. You can always go back to the YouTube and put it in.
Oh,
Because
okay.
people who are listening to this after the fact may want to
Actually, I could
support
probably look it up right
you.
now. Yeah.
All right, guys. We love you. Stay black.
Right?